It's been a pretty rough year for the video games industry, along with the rest of the world. Numerous titles slated to release this year, from Gotham Knights and Warhammer 40k Darktide to Gran Turismo 7, Ghostwire Tokyo, and God of War, have been delayed to 2022. Horizon Forbidden West is rumored to be the next big delay. Halo Infinite doesn't have a release date, despite being recently rated in Australia. And even projects like Overwatch 2 have been impacted to the extent that they may not even release next year. A quick note before we move forward. Please consider subscribing and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. And while you're at it, please click like if you enjoyed this video. It really helps us out. With that out of the way, let's begin. Not like the industry is doomed or anything, Battlefield 2042 should be a massive hit for Electronic Arts, since it leans more into the multiplayer antics that fans love. And I'd be lying if I said that Battlefield Portal didn't look immensely fun. Riders Republic is still coming in October, while the next Call of Duty and Diablo 2 Resurrected, despite all the lawsuits and scandals at Activision Blizzard, appear to be on track. All of these titles have their set audiences and should do extremely well. But there's one big release that deserves a lot more attention than it's getting. RGG Studios' Lost Judgment, which is out on September 21st for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and PS5. RGG Studio has had its fair share of success throughout the years, whether it's the rise of the Yakuza franchise, the breakout success of Yakuza 0 in the West, or the shift to a more RPG-focused design in Yakuza Like a Dragon. But it's also been fairly underappreciated on a larger scale, especially when it comes to the writing and design of its games. Nowhere is this more apparent than in Judgment. Released in June 2019 worldwide, the Yakuza spin-off introduced a new protagonist in Takayuki Yagami. Its atmosphere, while still having bits of humor and outlandishness, was far more visceral, set against the backdrop of Kamurocho's darker side.
You need to learn when to quit.
Shut up! I have it all figured out.
With the Yakuza franchise sticking to turn-based RPG gameplay moving forward, Judgment could be considered its successor in terms of the sleek beat-em-up style combat. It has the potential to be a major flagship franchise, but with the reported dispute between Sega and Johnny & Associates, the talent agency for actor Takeya Kimura, who plays Yagami, Lost Judgment may very well be the last title in the series. As it stands, RGG Studio is ensuring that the sequel is incredibly stacked, to the extent that it's one of the biggest games of the year. Judgment was already fairly serious when it came to exploring the seedier aspects of Kamurocho, while just being morally gray enough thanks to Yagami's history. Lost Judgment immediately hits the ground running when Yagami investigates a dead body found in the Isazaki Aijincho district in Yokohama, which will be familiar to Yakuza fans as the main setting for Like a Dragon. The accused, who's already dealing with a harassment case, seems to have a strong alibi, so what's going on? A conspiracy is teased, one that deals with various factions, including a Hongura syndicate called RK led by the enigmatic Kazuki Soma. Yagami also has to infiltrate a school in Yokohama to aid his investigation. Despite how bright and cheery things may seem on the outside, certain students are subject to bullying and abuse. The overall treatment is such that localization director Scott Strichert warned players about the, quote, various traumas that will be explored and that no punches would be pulled. But that's only one side of the story. The other side consists of getting involved with school activities and clubs, interacting with various students to learn their stories, and potentially making a positive impact on their lives. Such clubs include the Dance Club on the Sayuro Rabbits, whose minigames involve both rhythm game inputs and freestyles to increase quality. Though Yagami ends up watching the group as they perform on stage, he's with them during practice, and it feels like you're helping them grow. There's also a robotics club that allows for customizing one's own robot and pitting against others in battles, which is separate from the drone racing that's returning from the original. Of course, you're also helping the club to band together and unite in their struggles. You also get involved in the boxing club, which allows for partaking in unique fights, and a community centered around motorcycle gangs, which involves bike racing. Photo Club and an esports club are also available along with skateboarding, the latter having its own unique play spots. Speaking of which, several new play spots return, including Aceros, Hama of the Dead, a House of the Dead spinoff, VR Paradise, Darts, and the Batting Center. Many of the investigating aspects have also been beefed up considerably. Yagami will have devices for detecting hidden cameras and wiretapping, along with looking into someone's social media to help solve various issues. Sometimes suspects will flee, leading to fast-paced chase sequences, but other times you may have to tail them without being spotted like in the previous game. Search mode is key for spotting the little details, while photography can be used to gather evidence and obtain new scoops. You'll also have to use parkour to gain access to inaccessible areas, and there's even the detective dog, who will help you sniff out various clues. No confirmation yet on whether petting the dog is possible, but you can walk it, skateboard with it, and summon it to help in combat. Keep in mind that none of this includes the expansion to Combat, which adds a new style with new moves and an EX boost mode for added special moves. The addition of the Sega Master System for playing classic titles, a venerable first for RGG Studios titles, Sonic the Fighters being fully playable in the arcades, all of the different school stories that Yagami can get involved with, or Raisin, the incredible theme by John Yakitori and Otto. Of course, it's easy to list out different features, activities, and numbers to outline the size of the game. What's more important is how it all comes together. While earlier titles in the Yakuza series have had their ups and downs, more recent entries like Yakuza 0 and even Judgment have done an excellent job tying together so many widespread elements into a cohesive, entertaining whole and still delivering a great story. Yakuza Like a Dragon proved that the development team could handle a much larger scale and change up its presentation and gameplay for the better. Lost Judgment looks like the best of both worlds, benefiting from a bigger world and range of activities while having better production values and cohesion. And though some may grow weary of school settings, the way it's handled here provides a nice GTO-like twist on the same. Of course, looking like it's this masterful package is one thing, and actually playing like it is another. Time will tell just how extensive the addition of detail is or how polished every one of the new mechanics are. There should be no doubts about the combat since the original game was stellar. Making enormous games like this can be trying. One could argue that Lost Judgment benefits from assets that have been created for other titles like Isazaki Ijincho from Yakuza Like a Dragon, but creating a compelling story with lovable characters while incorporating serious themes and adding all kinds of new things for fans to dig into, that too while retaining the essence of the original, is still a monumental task. Achieving all of that while also having a simultaneous worldwide release and English dub, something which, quote, tripled the struggles of the entire development team as per the producer, while current events are ongoing, is even more commendable. There are several titles worthy of one's attention in this day and age. Heck, I can think of 10 in just the past month alone. But Lost Judgment is looking like an incredible standout from the crowd, whether you're a fan of the Yakuza series or not. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.